So I first found out about Katamari Damacy, and I know a lot of people like to complain about and fight about how to pronounce the game. I pronounce it Katamari Damacy. I found out about this game watching Toonami and seeing a commercial for it, and I don't know what drove me to buy the game, because I remember having a general unimpressed impression of it, like, oh, that just looks like a game, but... And correct me if I'm wrong, but the game launched at $20. Like, it came out at 20 bucks. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy that. I might as well buy it. Because I don't know, like, I wasn't impressed, but for some reason I went out and bought it. Watching some Toonami. Shout out to that. And I'm so happy I did. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Favorite franchises of all time. Katamari game comes out, I'm playing it. Simple idea if you've never played this game, which I'm sure most of you have at least know what it's about. Katamari Damacy 1, for example, is about you are the prince and your father is the king of all cosmos. The king of all cosmos destroys all the stars in the sky. And you can see this cutscene right here of this Japanese family, and it's like, the stars have disappeared. The cause is being investigated. And like the kid's in the plane right here, and he sees the king of all cosmos. He's the only kid. He's the only person seeing all this shit go down. He's like, oh my god! And then it's just like, oh, look at that, oh, Top Shell Island already. And he's like, oh, well, that was some shit. Did anybody see that? And the premise is you are the prince, and because the king of all cosmos knocked out all the stars, you have to You have to make new stars, and the way to make new stars is you take the Katamari. Katamari is this ball, and you push it and roll it, and everything that sticks to everything the Katamari touches, as long as the Katamari is, in a general sense, bigger than the item you're picking up, it will stick to the Katamari. Good lord, I'm hoping hoping this sounds good, but I'm summarizing the idea of Katamari Damacy. But I love it. Now, I encourage you right now to stop listening to what I'm saying and pause the game, or pause this video and read what he's saying right now. The best, easily one of the greatest things I love about Katamari Damacy is the dialogue and the things that the king says. It's the funniest, most random shit you will ever read in your entire life, and I love comedy like that. I burst out laughing all the time whenever things don't make sense. I just love it. I love this. I love subtle, random, nonsensical humor. I really love that. So Katamari is like just the game for me. And the king will always say we're really really outlandish things that just make no sense. Like talking about Muay Thai boxing before this level. But you can see this is the first level of the game, and if you didn't know about it and my explanation wasn't good enough, here you go, man. You're right in this Japanese home, and everything you touch, you pick up. Bottom left screen tells you what you're picking up. Some board game pieces, some caramel, some hard candy, and then at the end of the level, he'll tell you how big your Katamari is. 17 centimeters. You get a time limit of how long it takes for you to reach the size that he wants you to reach. You can create a star, or you can create stardust. You always have to create a star your first time, because again, you're rebuilding the stars of the cosmos. So he puts it up into the sky, and then, you know, you're helping rebuild the sky. Oh man, let's see what he says here. Have you ever been to Russia? We were there yesterday. We hope you can visit during the days rolling, like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. A royal present for the hard-working prince. That's what we were thinking, but we didn't bother to actually get one. But we're sure there's something down there, something that looks like a present. It's Earth after all, they have everything. Roll it up while you're at it. That one wasn't even close to being the most random. And, you know, you get the idea of Katamari. What you touch, you pick up, and you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So now you're picking up strawberry jam, and you get bigger to the point where you can start picking up cars, people, buildings. It just keeps going. And then, of course, later sequels of the game even let you get even bigger than that, which I fucking loved. Yeah, man, you could just play this game for, like, they're not that long, particularly. You can finish most of these games in, like, 4 or 5 hours, maybe, just in one sitting, which, you know, is not bad. I guess what's good about it is levels tend to be pretty difficult. You can always complete them, but to get a high rank, it's always hard. I remember there was not even one time. There was multiple times where I completed a level. I thought I did so good. He'll be like, okay, I want this Katamari to be 3 meters. And you do You do 6. That's double what he asked you, right? Double what he asked you. And not only did you do double what he asked you, but you did what he asked you, right? And the end of the level, he goes, I don't think it's really that great. This is really the best you can do. Do better next time, please. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I just busted my ass down there. I did double what you asked me. So it's hard to get a really good rank in this game. Sometimes. Certain levels, it's like super easy, and then other times, it's like really hard. The time limit is really what's going to get you, though. So you really have to be good with what you pick up. You have to have a good line of where you're going. You have to make sure not to smash your Katamari, because shit can fall off of it. And now here we are, we're getting really big. And again, crazy stuff, right? Not only is the dialogue crazy, but everything around you is crazy. You start to think like, man, this is a pretty dirty home. Who leaves all this stuff lying around? But then it's like, man, who leaves umbrellas on the street? And why are there rolling boulders? Why is there a giant octopus in the ocean that's larger than most buildings? Why is that train carrying a giraffe and an elephant? On the road, mind you. Why are there cows all over the street? It's just so... I just love humor like that. And then you get so big to the point where you can start rolling up the Thunder God and like tornadoes and rainbows. It's like, what the fuck's going on, man? It makes no sense at all. And I love that. You could also, which I think the footage is actually earlier in this video, but you can collect cousins. The prince has a lot of cousins, and they're the same thing, really. You're just that little green guy on the bottom right. That's the prince, but the cousins are just different variations of that. You might be red, blue, or purple or whatever, and their heads are always different, or their entire body might be different. Like Havana he's red and he has a really long head. Beyond has a really long neck, and he's a health nut. Opio he's covered in bandages and he has like a broken foot, and he's always breaking himself, or he's always sick or something. He's always a sick cousin. There's always good descriptions, which leads me to the next thing, which is the next piece of footage I'll show you, is the collection part. You go to the collection part of the game, which shows you everything that you've picked up. You can see it right here: entrances and exits, aquarium, wings, cousins, professionals. Everything has a description. Everything has a description. And guess what? They're all funny. You can pause and read right here. He has the will, but his body doesn't follow. For an outfielder, for a pitcher, for like even mundane items like traffic signs and a piece of land or a house or lipstick, like really dumb shit, but they just write such funny things about it. And again, my humor, I love it. Man, I'm repeating myself a lot in this one. Sorry. But I love Katamari, and I'll keep telling you over and over again about how much I enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoy Katamari, dude. I hope you do. I love this game. So I'm so glad I bought it, because now I'm into all of them. There's one on the PSP, there's one on the 360, PS3. This game's awesome. Anyway, that about does it for me in this lovely remembering nostalgia throwback video. If you have not played the first Katamari, man, do yourself a favor and go get it. I'll see you in the next internet video that I post on this here internet. Thank you. Goodbye.